In this week's space startup news, Orbit Fab advances Xenon refueling efforts. Orbit Fab is a Colorado-based US startup that is working on refueling tech for spacecraft and satellites. It recently received an ESA contract for its UK office to refuel satellites with Xenon fuel in geostationary orbit, valued at €750,000 or $870,000. The contract forms part of Europe's Space Agency's Advanced Research in Telecommunications Systems program. In another announcement this week, their UK office revealed its next tech demo. This will be to verify the high-pressure variant of their existing refueling hardware supports Xenon fuel. Jake Gear, the managing director of Orbit Fab's UK office, said, "We've got missions planned for depots and customers and shuttles in space for hydrazine. We can add to that depot a Xenon tank, then a Xenon shuttle, so we can serve whole new customers. That's where we need to be to fuel the thriving in-orbit economy that we all want to see," unquote. This marks Orbit Fab's first contract as prime contractor. The company will assist satellite operators in retrofitting existing designs with its Rafty refueling port, enabling multiple in-orbit refuels to extend satellite lifespans. The timing of refueling for a satellite can vary. It could be after an orbit raise to geostationary orbit, or at any other time in the satellite's mission to give it more fuel for maneuvering. Or it could be shortly before the satellite is moved to a graveyard orbit and decommissioned. Orbit Fab UK already has a demo mission planned for its upgraded Rafty valve. The company's refueling tech has been upgraded with new materials and valve structures to manage higher pressures without leaks. The mission is scheduled to launch from India in early 2026. It's flying on a rideshare mission with several other payloads from a range of UK startups. Gear said, "The exotopic mission has lots of propulsion people and new types of prop systems. They're natural people to work closely with, so there's partnerships we can form just by being on that mission," unquote. Orbit Fab isn't just interested in Xenon fuel though. It plans to support the entire range of fuels used by existing or future spacecraft and satellites. For instance, a hydrazine refueling mission is planned for the US SpaceForest soon. Various green propellants such as nitrous oxide and propylene have been mentioned by Orbit Fab. The company also supplies pressurants like helium for pressure-fed rocket engines. Water is also supported, which could prove crucial for cislunar transport to and from the Moon, as it can be extracted from lunar ice reserves believed to be abundant near the South Pole. Now onto our second space story this week. Polish startup SpaceForest to launch from North Sea platform. SpaceForest, a Polish startup working on a suborbital rocket, announced they have signed a contract with Eurospaceport, a state-of-the-art sea-based spaceport. Supported by the European Space Agency, the platform will host the first launch of SpaceForest's Perun suborbital rocket from the North Sea near the Danish coast. Scheduled for the second half of 2026, this launch will advance the rocket's commercialization by verifying its performance against expected standards, paving the way for certification. SpaceForest previously launched a suborbital rocket that reached over 9 kilometers in altitude in Poland. Last year, in 2024, the company received €2.4 million in co-funding from the European Space Agency to advance its Perun rocket that will reach 100 kilometers in altitude. The Perun rocket can carry a 50 kilo, that's 110 pound payload of scientific and technological experiments from universities, research institutes or commercial partners. Its suborbital flight enables microgravity research and real space environmental testing of new technologies. The flight will also test the guidance system using precise thrust vector control, along with recovery systems, communications, and payload integration infrastructure under actual conditions. The collaboration with Eurospaceport is supported by funding from the European Space Agency, confirming the project's feasibility and the strategic importance of the partnership. This funding opens new opportunities for further development of the Perun rocket and the expansion of the Danish sea-based spaceport. In the same week, the company also signed an agreement with the Atlantic Spaceport Consortium, a spaceport on the Portuguese island of Santa Maria, to launch their Perun rocket from there in 2026. Okay, on to our last story this week on a Canadian space startup company. NordSpace nears its first launch. NordSpace is approaching its first launch, perhaps even next month. The company will launch its Tiger suborbital rocket, powered by NordSpace's 3D printed Hatfield engines. It would represent a big leap forward for Canadian spaceflight. NordSpace are currently completing final rehearsals and tests in Ontario, as well as ground preparations at their launch site in Newfoundland. The company is building their own spaceport called the Atlantic Spaceport Complex, or ASX. Tiger's portable launch system, complete with ground equipment, enables rapid deployment from any location. Beyond the suborbital rocket, NordSpace develops other projects. It plans to launch its first satellite, Terra Nova, in 2026, with in-house facilities capable of producing one satellite per month. Work progresses on orbital rocket engines to power the Tundra vehicle. Recent months have kept the company occupied with spaceport construction, commercial launch approvals, and the necessary paperwork. The company is working on a few research and development projects in advanced manufacturing of composites and 3D printing metal components. By 2027, the plan is to quadruple the size of their rocket factory. NordSpace will deliver end-to-end space missions, designing and building all critical technology in-house to ensure Canada's national security and sovereignty. We'll keep you informed about NordSpace and hope to see a live stream of their first rocket attempt in a month or two. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this space news video, consider buying me a coffee to help fund more episodes like this. The link is in the description. Space News Live is on Saturday evening or Sunday morning, depending where you watch from. I recap the videos I posted this week, answer questions, respond to comments and chat messages, cover any missed news, and preview upcoming content. I'd love for you to join if you can. Be sure to like and subscribe so you'll see our upcoming videos. We make videos every week covering the space industry, with an emphasis on the smaller space startups that aren't covered so well on other channels. See you soon.